A quick tour of the garage gym, sort of show you what I have, what I started with, how much everything cost, what I got throughout last year because I started last year, and then really sort of go over a few projects that I want to hit before actually in the next couple months. Over here, this is the Smith machine. So I started off with this, looked on Craigslist probably for about 2 or 3 weeks, found a pretty good deal of a guy moving. He had a Smith machine, a bench, this super curl bar here, and then about 300 pounds of plates. So I got that for really $100 and picked it up that day, and that's really what I started with. So I had a weight bench, Smith machine, super curl bar, 300 pounds of plates, and then the attachments for the high pulley that's on here, and then the low pulley as well. So I had a lat pull down bar, straight bar, V-bar, and yeah, I think that about covers it. So that's what I started with, $100. Pretty good investment, I think, just for beginning, and that really is what got me started. Then after about 2 to 3 months, I realized I really wanted to sort of expand and get into some other things. So actually before that, I did buy this incline bench so I could do some inclines on the Smith machine. This cost me $30, not the best. Doesn't lay flat. It actually is sort of a decline angle in the flat position, but I could do my incline work on that on the Smith machine. So from there, I decided that I needed a little bit something more so that I could do things without being spotted. The Smith machine obviously worked for that, but I wanted to make sure that I had a safe environment and it wasn't limiting my form. So squats, deadlifts, and things like that, I didn't have to use the Smith machine. So I got this. This is from Titan Fitness. This is a power rack. This was $400, so I think this is a pretty good deal when you compare it to Rogue and things like that. Rogue's power racks, because they're about $695 for this similar model, same gauge steel, same frame, 2x3, same hole pattern. I think this is the west side pattern, safety pins and things and band pegs that you see up there, and you're going to have to pay shipping for that. So I thought this was $400, free shipping, pretty good deal. So I got this. Pick this up, spend an extra $30 here on the dip bars, so that works out pretty well. So the good news is I can use this. I don't need a spot, although I do ask my wife sometimes to spot, and she sometimes begrudgingly comes out here and spots me on things that I don't want to have to basically unload all the plates to lift it back up onto the J-hooks here. So yes, this has worked out really well. It also has the pull-up bars at the top, so I can do pull-ups. My project here, and this is one of the things that I want to work on here in the next month, and I'm going to go through and show you what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it, but I do want to build a platform. I do have this horse stall mat that I bought that I want to split in half and basically build out a platform that's 8x8 and attach this power rack to it. The next investment that I did was this flat bench. So I ordered this off of Wayfair. It was $100, but I needed a good flat bench here for the bench press. Since I got rid of the bench press, I sold that back on Craigslist, got some money back for that. Don't tell my wife how much I spent. Hopefully she doesn't watch this. She might, I don't know if she knows. She sort of knows, but I don't think she knows. So maybe the bad news of actually explaining how much these things cost is she's going to find out. But to me, as long as you make the investment and use it, that's really the key thing. So if you make the investment, don't use it, you turn these dip bars into a coat rack or a coat hanger, then you have a problem. But as long as you're using it, spend the money, and you're using it day in, day out, it's a good investment, and it's good for your health and everything else, so many benefits. So, yes, the next thing I got was this PowerTech workbench. So the main reason I got this is because this high and low pulley system here isn't the smoothest, so I believe there's some plastic bearings, sort of hard to see here. I believe there's plastic bearings in there, and this is just a metal pole. So I had to grease it all the time just to make it so it was semi-smooth, and it's never quite the smoothest. So, and it's only, I believe it can only hold 100 to 150 pounds on those pegs. So I needed something that was a little more robust. This isn't probably the most ideal thing, but it's very smooth. It's a leverage system, so I do have the low and high pulley here, and basically it pulls this up and down. So this can actually hold up to 300 pounds. I don't know what the pulleys take off of it, so I don't know the ratio that I'm actually lifting. So I just keep track of how much weight's on there and go from there. The other main benefit that I had on this is this pad to hold you down. So on lat pull downs over here, what I ended up doing is sort of makeshifting this down. So I pulled this down to where I'd have this bench here, flat up against it, load some weights on the ends of these to try to hold myself down as I was doing lat pull downs. So not the best scenario for that. So this actually was one of the big reasons. I know it's a small, minor reason, but really helped increase the weight on my lat pull downs, close grip pull downs, any type of pull downs that I did from the top pulley system. The one thing I do use on this quite often though are the leg extension leg curls. So I lay this flat for leg curls and sit up in this upright position for the leg extensions. This can hold about 200 pounds, which is about enough that I need now. I'll probably eventually obviously need to get something more dedicated, maybe a dedicated machine just to leg curls and leg extensions, but for now this works. So I can do anything that I need to on the pulley system here, and this is what I use for that. So that has worked out well. Next thing I'd probably rather have is a dedicated high and low pulley system, a little nicer, maybe with a weight stack, and then a dedicated leg curl and leg extension machine as I move up. So got that. That was $300. It also came with 300 pounds of plates. So not a bad deal. Obviously I probably could have gotten something, a little more commercial grade, but for me, this works out perfectly. One of the things between that, once I got all of these plates, they were just sort of stacked up. So some of the plates that I got were rusty. I refurbished those, sanded those down and repainted that, which if you're interested, I could sort of go through what I did with that. But I did build this weight tree. So the weight tree cost me about 20 bucks. This is a quick and easy build that I found on the internet. I had some scrap 2x4s. The only thing I had to buy were these oak dowels, because obviously I don't have any oak dowels just laying around. So that cost me, maybe that was the most expensive, 10 bucks. 10 bucks for a 2x4, and then basically I just put it together. The next thing I bought as far as the weightlifting goes were these adjustable dumbbells. So I actually had these. These are original from when I first started working out, probably when I was like 12 or 13. I thought I wanted to lift weights, get big and strong, get muscular, and that lasted for about 2 months. So those sat around, but I actually did keep them, so I do use them on things that I want to do some drop sets on or some light weights on, but I really wanted to invest in a set of dumbbells. Ideally, I'd like, hex dumbbells, for example, from 0 to 100 pounds. That'd be nice. Way too expensive, can't afford that. So I went with these adjustable dumbbells. I know there's a lot of options out there. You have the Power Blocks, you have Iron Masters, but still out of my price range for what I needed. These are 200 bucks. Each dumbbell goes up to about 100 pounds. I looked around on the internet for quite a while because I wanted to find the basically the most weight I could put on here, which is 100 pounds, which I found each on each dumbbell, but the shortest bar that could handle these. So ideally what I wanted were the thinnest plates that I could find that would fit 100 pounds on this adjustable dumbbell bar. So this is what I went with. I don't know the exact measurements, but when I load them up to, I think I've gotten about up to 95 pounds. I haven't gotten to the 400 on my flat bench. These work out well, and they're not too hefty or a pain. So the only bad part about adjustable dumbbells, first off, is obviously it takes about 30 seconds to a minute to change weights with these. So you can't really do drop sets with these, which I do quite often, but that's one sacrifice I made for cost. And the other thing is when you're trying to flip these back here, this can sort of dig into your leg if you don't position it 100% right. So that's a minor problem or complaint, I guess, but to me, it doesn't matter. Suck it up and lift the weights. I do have a few pieces of cardio equipment. I do cardio about once a week. My father-in-law actually found this at an auction at a local university. So this is a Life Fitness stair stepper. I don't know what model it is. Looks like a Life Fitness 9500. So sort of an older model, but in all actuality, it works. He got it for 40 bucks, so I think it works perfectly. Can't beat that deal. So pretty good investment there. I use that probably more often than not than the elliptical that we have over here. This is actually probably the first thing that I got. The elliptical, but I don't use it much anymore. Got it for 100 bucks on Craigslist. Amanda uses it sometimes, so yeah. Other than that, that pretty much covers it. Like I said, the few projects that I do want to hit here shortly are the platform here, the 8-foot platform that I want to add here. And I have an easy curl bar. I have this super curl bar here. I have a barbell here. I have some junk chrome bars that I have leaning up against here, and I actually just recently ordered another bar off of Amazon that I do want to build a barbell holder. I haven't decided if I want to do it with a floor, just a barbell storage on the floor, or if I want to do it on the wall, so on the back wall. Haven't decided that yet, but that's another project that I want to get done. So yeah, so that about covers it. So I hope that answered all your questions, if you had any questions, or at least shows you what I have, and so when I get into the workouts, you sort of know what's here, what I spent, and sort of what I want to plan to do in the future.